So where do you see us going then? Into toxicity, into this, into somebody like Amadou thinking he really better leave, which is tragic. We certainly don't want him to go. We don't want him to desert the NHS and leave our country, do we? No way.
Not at all. I think, I don't know exact numbers, but if you said 50% of this country are racist and they don't like people coming in, I think the other 50% are more like live and let live. There's nothing I can do about it. The government aren't going to be able to do something overnight, and I think we're just going to have to put up with it, and it's just going to have to be a very different landscape in 20, 30 years' time. It will be interesting to see what actually does happen.
Thank you for calling. Let's go to Ali in Chesterfield. Do you agree that we're a racist country, Ali?
I was going to say, I was just saying to your producer,
yeah.
I do. So I was born in the UK. My parents were immigrants, came from Kashmir in 1950. So I've been born and bred in the UK. But yesterday I was in London near Heathrow Airport, and there's an area there, and every single lamppost had a flag on it. And I actually felt really, really intimidated. I didn't have a car. I was going to go to the shop. The original idea was I only drove the house. I was going to go to the shop. When I saw the flag, I felt really uncomfortable. And in response to your call earlier from Guildford, when you said if you see gangs and stuff and you make you feel uncomfortable and there's a change of environment. I've been here for 42 years. I'm born in the UK.
Yeah.
Work for the NHS, and I feel really, really uncomfortable. To the point, I think a couple of weeks ago in the supermarket, and the car at the side of me not only had flags in their window, they had them tied to their door. And I was contemplating, should I go in my car? I wasn't sure whether I should leave my car there.
Really? Gosh.
I'm thinking about leaving the country and going somewhere else.
Yeah.
For me, it's like, where would I go? Because I'm born here.
Certainly not the first person I've had that conversation with recently, and I'm telling you, whether it's, with friends, with family, that conversation, where would I go? Ali, we may have to ask that next week. Ali, I thank you very much for the call. That's really heartbreaking, really. We're going to have a complete change of mood in the last hour of the show, which is coming up. Emails had started between the Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson, Fergie, whatever you want to call her, and the paedophile Jeffrey Epstein. She calls him a supreme friend. It happened just weeks after she publicly pledged to sever all ties with him. So I want to know whether you think that Fergie and Prince Andrew should be properly exiled from the royal family in terms of public appearances, like the recent one at the Duchess of Kent's funeral. You saw their behaviour there. What do you think? I'm Vanessa Bell, and this is LBC.
On your radio, on the LBC app, and
Play LBC.
leading Britain's conversation. This is LBC.
From Global's newsroom at 5 o'clock. In a major shift in foreign policy, the UK has formally recognised Palestine as a state. In July, Sir Keir Starmer revealed his intention to do so if Israel fails to agree a ceasefire in Gaza.
All three people, Israeli and Palestinians, deserve to live in peace, to try to rebuild their lives free from violence and suffering. That's what the British people desperately want to see. Yet, almost 2 years after the barbaric attacks of October the 7th, hostages are still held by the terrorists of Hamas.
Both Canada and Australia have also confirmed they will recognise Palestinian statehood. An Israeli government spokesman, Shosh Bedrosian, says the move was absurd and a reward for terrorism.
Prime Minister Netanyahu says Palestinians have refused to accept a state next to Israel and any territory that was given to the terror group in the past, and of course we know, was used to attack the state of Israel over and over and over again.
US President Donald Trump has set off for Arizona, where he's due to attend a memorial service for the conservative activist Charlie Kirk, who was murdered on September the 10th. Thousands of people wearing red, white and blue, the colours of the American flag, have started arriving in the stadium where the service will be held later today. The Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has asked Indian citizens to stop buying foreign-made products and use local Indian ones instead. Mr. Modi's request comes after US President Donald Trump imposed a 50% tariff on imported Indian goods.
A section of Oxford Street in London has been closed to traffic. It's part of a trial by the London Mayor, Sadiq Khan, to pedestrianise England's most popular shopping area. Our reporter, Bryony Williams, went to take a look.
Well, if you come out of Oxford Street Tube Station and look one way, you see buses and cars as normal, and you look the other way and there's barriers in place and signs saying cyclists dismount. Just the one-day pass of this famous road is closed all the way down past Bond Street Tube Station.
Air passengers across Europe are facing another day of disruption after a suspected cyber attack on a check-in provider. Flights have been affected as some airlines had to carry out check-in operations manually. LBC weather tonight, showers in coastal regions, skies clearing inland, turning chilly with patchy frost and fog. Lows of 6 degrees. From Global's newsroom for LBC, I'm Rachel Wright.
This is LBC from Global, leading Britain's conversation with Vanessa Feltz.
Lovely listener, welcome to the programme. If you've just joined me, good to have your company. It's 2 minutes past 5. It's Sunday. I'm Vanessa Feltz. I'm here with you every Saturday and Sunday between 3 and 6. A change of mood, a change of tone. It doesn't mean, though, that you're not going to care about this. You may well have a very strong opinion about this one, actually. It's a front page story, front page of the Mail, front page of the Sun. It's all over the press today. She publicly apologised for taking abuser's cash and vowed to cut ties with him. Then weeks later, she told him, I only said it to save my book deal. Who are we talking about? We're talking about Fergie, formerly Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York. That's who we're talking about right now. And the headline is this: Fergie's Epstein lies exposed in bombshell email. And the bombshell it most definitely is. A bombshell email obtained by the Mail on Sunday has revealed how the Duchess of York cynically lied when she pledged to cut ties with paedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Just weeks after publicly disowning the vile billionaire, Sarah Ferguson wrote him a gushing private message calling him I was so intent on being clear of my debt. That was March the 2nd, 2011. April the 26th, 2011, she sent him an email. She sends the person that she's never going to have anything to do with ever again, an email. And this is what it says. I know you feel hellaciously let down by me for what you were either told or read, and I must humbly apologise to you. She's apologising to Jeffrey Epstein, convicted paedophile. I must humbly apologise to you and your heart for that. You've always been a steadfast, generous and supreme friend to me and my family. And no, I did not, absolutely not, say the P word, brackets, paedophile about you. But understand it was reported that I did. However, I'm apologising to you today for not replying to your email or reaching out to you when the tabloids were so horrendous. I was advised in no uncertain terms to have nothing to do with you and to not speak or email you. And if I did, I would cause more problems to you, the Duke, and myself. I was broken and lost. I shut down and ran away. I saw all my children's work disappearing. I didn't want to hurt Andrew one more time. And I was in...
The pickup was an office of the KGB, the security agency. An investigator questioned him. When killing Stalin? No, we never discussed anything like that.
It's time to say that Andrew and Fergie should no longer appear in public in any capacity at all with the royal family because of the shame that they have brought upon them and because of the embarrassment for the rest of us. Now we know this. Let's go to Alexander Larman, the historian and journalist, whose books include The Crowning Crisis and The Windsors at War. Alexander, thank you so much for joining me. Good to have you on the programme. I mean, my God, talk about two-faced. It's a hell of a thing, that email, isn't it?
Good afternoon, Vanessa. Well, the trouble is for me is that on the one hand, I just find all this very, very funny. Because,
Why is it funny?
Because Fergie is an idiot. I mean, let's be
Oh, hang on, I
absolutely
don't think that's the appropriate thing to say. Don't say idiot. That's so derogatory. And she's a, she's a mother, she's a grandmother, she's a person. Don't say she's an idiot. You must be able to do better than that.
She's not very bright, though, is she? I mean, anybody acting in the way you just described is just not somebody who's thought through her actions.
But she thinks she's doing something, doesn't she, to save herself. First of all, she's trying to save herself. She's trying to save her book career. You know, Budgie the Helicopter and Little Red and all that stuff, and her work with children's charities. So she's saying publicly, I'm never going to see him again. I'm so sorry. I don't want to consort with paedophiles. So she thinks she's doing something clever, making a public apology which will exonerate her and get her off the hook. And then a few weeks later, she thinks she's doing something else clever. She thinks she's again trying to sort of curry favour and get back in the good books of convicted paedophile Jeffrey Epstein. So she doesn't think she's being an idiot. She thinks she's being a kind of, doing what she needs to do to survive, kind of, doesn't she?
I mean, you can make the case for her defence.
I'm not really defending her. I'm just saying that openly seems to be what she thinks she's doing, kind of playing the public and then playing him.
Can't listen to this anymore.
Well, what she claimed was that she was about to be sued by Epstein and
Yeah.
that she was sending the email out of panic.
Well, she has taken that since, hasn't she? Now that the Sun and the Mail have got hold of this email, she's saying, yes, okay, I did send it, but at the time, he was threatening to sue me for defamation